Hello, everyone, and welcome along
That's
to the
terrifying.
latest This is the Music Meets podcast. If you're new to the podcast, then please hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any future episodes. For episode 86, I'm delighted that I've been joined by Seth, George, and Lowell from rising Sheffield indie band Shabbah, who, with the release of 2 singles, have already built up an incredible amount of hype and are a band that you do really need to get on your new music radar. As well as chatting about their 2 single releases, we're going to find out about how the band started, which band member is most likely to go and join a religious cult, and live music. So Seth, George, and Seth, thanks very much for coming on the podcast today. How are you all doing?
Doing really well, thank you.
I imagine
I'm
Seth's
all
quite
right.
refreshed.
Yeah, for those coming in, we just had to just wait there for Seth to come and join us, but it's all good. As I say, it's obviously thanks very much for coming on. Really looking forward to this one, and as I say, it's obviously been quite a busy sort of few weeks for Shabbah. But before we sort of find out what has been going on, let's go right back to the very, very start. So kind of what bands or artists sort of influenced you guys to want to get into music and obviously to start up a band?
Well, I was on about this morning actually because we're all in college together. And
Lowell, you can start.
Thank you, Josh. Polite of you, actually.
It's all right.
Anyways, before it was lockdown where alt music stuff started coming about. Music tastes were very all over the shop. Anyways, I was playing Minecraft because it was a couple of years ago. I was a child, right? And Liam Gallagher's first single, Wall of Glass, came on.
Yeah.
That was it. On repeat all night, and ever since that, I picked up that guitar there, that one up wall.
Yeah.
Got that was it. And then ever since then, I think it's just being about wanting a band. That was my start anyway.
Yeah. Sure. How about you, George?
Well, it's it depends because I kind of had 2 awakenings, really. If you take that fancy word. But basically, 5 or 6 years ago now, I found a guitar in my shed, and I was like, I want to know how to play that. So I started having lessons about 5 or 6 years ago. But that kind of I was just doing all the basic stuff like playing chords and that. I could play a guitar to a certain extent, but then I started at college, and that was when everything kind of actually opened up. I started listening to loads of heavy metal, and I still listen to loads of Britpop. I'm hugely influenced by the Beatles and stuff, and Metallica at the same time. So I kind of my guitaring ability kind of woke up then.
Right.
If anything,
yeah.
I was kind of playing it, and then when I started college, that's when I kind of started actually playing guitar with emotion, if you will.
Yeah, sure, okay. And how about you, Seth? Because obviously you're the band's drummer. So how did you?
There we go.
How did you get started?
Right. It started about 3 or 4 years ago from my granddad being in a band. I wanted to, George, I'm gonna kick your ass in a minute, man. I wanted to be in a band like him and pretty much following his footsteps, but also the drummer for Blondie, Glenn Burke,
Yeah,
who is massively influenced a lot of my style, as well as my granddad, of course. But to say I've only been playing 3 or 4 years, it's a lot of other bands have taught me a lot I need to know.
yeah.
That's pretty much how I came along to it.
Got to be emotional.
Okay. Yeah, so sort of a fairly similar backstory then for all 3 of you then, really. But I'm quite intrigued as well. Where the band name, obviously Shabbah, that's fair to say it's quite unique and very memorable. So what was the thinking behind that?
Well, there's this
Very simple story, my friend.
I try not to complicate it with my awkward words. There's this artist back in the day, I think from Jamaica, called Shabbah Ranks. So everyone shouts Shabbah. It's like a fucking council estate thing with me mum. Sorry for swearing. I don't know if it's allowed. Anyways, everyone, my mum's friend group around council estate and whatnot always shouted. And then we came to college. And my first year, all I did was shout it, and that kind of latched on. And then this kid called Nick, our friend, he said, "Oh, why don't you call a band or something Shabbah?" So originally, this is when me and Seth were first mates and whatnot. We called an EP we were trying to do called Project Shabbah. And that went all up. So me and Seth decided to start something called Shabbah. It was just easy going, just a bit of a laugh, really, not serious at all. And then kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah, sure. And obviously, so yeah, here we are now. So two singles that have obviously come out so far. The debut Pub Kid was released back in April, and it's just past the 4,000 stream mark over on Spotify. So how pleased are you with the response that the song's had?
Seth.
I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. I was like, oh, yeah.
I think it's
cool. Go on, pal.
No. I'll say Seth. You're in a world of your own.
I was waiting to reply. George spoke.
Go on, after you.
I think it was just the general shock of, oh shit. Sorry.
No. You're fine, honestly. Sorry, I should have said beforehand. If you guys want to swear, then it's fine, honestly.
Okay. It was just a general shock of, oh shit, we've got a single, and everyone in the world can listen to our music. Like, not everyone's going to, but it's out there for everyone to listen to. It was just amazing to see we've got the same of what Arctic Monkeys have got, obviously on a lower scale, but
yeah,
we've got a released track, and it was
we're gonna be there forever.
Well, you do it then.
I was sorry, it Zoom's a bit awkward. I was just
he was building on what you said.
Yeah, like immortalize, is that the right word? Like we're on the thing forever now. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying.
Sorry, Seth.
You should be.
and obviously 56, that's obviously the most recent single, came out just a couple of weeks ago, which is another fantastic song. So can you just tell the listeners sort of like the sentiment and and the meaning behind 56?
Go on, Bob. That's all you, pal.
I don't know. Like, I think it's easy to. I think deep down, I don't know. It just happened.
Yeah.
There's no real meaning, but I think once you've written it, you kind of look back and think, oh, crap. And I think what I figured out from looking back was this stupid bus, literally 2 minutes away from my house, never turns up when you need it most. And it's like, I don't know, maybe it's a bit lonely sometimes, not anymore, because the bus came, you get me, right? Yeah. But, I don't think it's a genius metaphor, but it's just a nice comparison, I think. And I think the main thing is the relatability.
Yeah.
So, obviously, worldwide, or whoever knows about us, don't care. But my small circle, it's like small circle. The circle around me knows about the 56, knows about the song because it's related to them.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not universal, but it's something for us, I guess.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, song about a bus.
Song about a bus, and we got it played on radio.
Yeah.
It's so shit house. It's the best thing.
We literally, funny little story, before we recorded it, we literally changed how it goes. Like, a few days before.
Right.
I come up with like a little idea in rehearsal. Basically, the little first chorus,
Yeah, it was the
it goes
first
like
chorus.
duh, 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 duh. And I just kind of started doing that in rehearsal just to piss about, really. And they
Yeah.
were like, "Do that again. That's nice. Do that again." So I did, and they were like, "Let's keep it. That's good." That so literally a couple days before we recorded it, we kept it, and here we are now. It's in the recording. So
Yeah.
And they decided to tell me when I was sat in Skeg, no drum kit, no nothing. He said, "Oh, we're changing it to this," and I had no way of practicing.
we got it now.
Brilliant.
We got it in the end.
Nothing like last minute changes. So yeah, and
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, like it's fair to say that sort of both songs, they're quite a contrast, aren't they, in terms of sort of like you were just saying there, Lola, about the sort of storytelling type of thing and like the mood of the song. So kind of like, was that sort of an easy decision to go to sort of something that was, well, I guess the kind of like a big difference in that sort of type of thing, you know, that the overall sort of mood and kind of like the sound of the songs.
What do you mean, like the difference from Pub Kid to 56?
Yeah, and
Like
sort
different
of,
style.
yeah, the different style. Because obviously, I mean, sort of pub kids kind of like a bit more of like an upbeaty type of song, isn't it? Whereas
Yeah.
56 is probably, you know, a little bit, I guess, like, well, not unhappy, but it's sort of it's a bit emotional in places as well, isn't it?
It's got its undertones.
Heartfelt. That's it. Yeah.
It's weird, you know, because every single song we have is completely different. Like we've got this next single coming up, and it's like a punk song. It's weird, man. So there is no
We are a
strict,
strange
like,
bunch, isn't it?
yeah, we have no strict mood for a song. Like we don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Like if we want to gaze, that's what Sammy's got like a set couple of songs in set list now where he's got like one or two where you can tell he kind of was the chief for it.
Yeah.
Because it's either heavy or a bit more shoegazy and whatnot. However, you can tell when I'm writing a song because it's Pub Kid or 56.
When you write it, it's proper like, if you hear it, they think he's from Sheffield. Definitely.
And I mean, that's quite good though, that you're not, you know, that you are prepared to sort of, you know, as a band, that you want to keep trying to, you know, sort of evolve the sound a little bit, and you're not gonna, you almost don't want to be, you know, like pigeonholed. You know what I mean? Like as just being another indie band, or you know, another band that you know, from Sheffield, that, you know, obviously as Seth alluded to earlier, you know, talking about the Arctic Monkeys and stuff. You don't want to be just another, do you know what I mean? You don't want to be another sounding band.
Yeah.
Just, not that there's anything wrong with that, I should point out, because obviously they're fantastic, as we all know.
All right,
But kind of like since you've sort of started the band, sort of obviously you came together sort of like in the middle of last year, wasn't it, 2022? Has there kind of like been a point in the progression of the band where you thought, you know, we're really on to something now, you know, as a band, we've got a good connection, and you know, we're going to make a good go of this?
I mean, I know I have. I know, like, straight away what mine would be, and I think it might be Lol's as well. We did a gig at a place. Did a gig at a place called Green Room in Sheffield. We'd played it a couple times before, and we got like a few people to come. Yeah, like if there's like 10 people there, you can cram them in and think, oh, this is busy. But we did a couple gigs prior to it, and we got a few people to come, and it was like, oh, they've come to see us and that. But then we did one main gig at Green Room, and it was full of people. Like literally, you couldn't see the floor or anything. And we started playing Pub Kid, and we got to the chorus, and Lol didn't even have to sing it. Everyone else started singing it and dancing it and stuff. So we thought,
oh,
me and Lol always kind of, we've got this thing where we've got a moment thinking where we look at each other and think, we've made it. We've done it, and we kind of locked eyes, and we were like, that's our song they're singing, that. So
that was about was about like 20 people there. But it looked like he said it looked packed, and he just said to me, "We're going to be fucking massive." I'm like, "Yes, we are, George."
Meanwhile, I was crammed in a little corner and no one could see me, but I wasn't.
Yeah. Oh wow, brilliant. Well, it's fantastic to hear that you have got a moment like that already. Within just sort of about 15 months or so. So that's absolutely fantastic. But sticking
from our
actually
point now, you can only really grow up, can't you?
Yeah,
So,
no, yeah, absolutely, and that's what we want to see for. Not often we're talking about you guys here clearly today, but we want to see that for every band. Keep progressing and keep getting bigger gigs and see where it takes us. But obviously, sort of sticking with the live music theme. Because next Friday, the 20th of October, you've got your first headline show at Network in Sheffield. I believe that there are still a few tickets available, and we're going to put the link to that in the episode bio as well. So once you finish listening to this podcast, then go and buy a ticket because Shabbah will be extremely grateful for that, I'm sure. But guys, first headline gig. How excited are you to be doing that?
I'm terrified.
There's a word for it.
And the word is?
I think you're looking for terrified, mate.
Terrified.
Anxious.
I said that's the word for it.
Are you all scared?
I'm not scared. It's just like
scared. Copycat.
Bit of weight on your shoulder.
It's just the nerves of it. Like, oh shit! This is our gig. We've organised this. We're not just going on playing like a half an hour set and then coming off and then watching the main band. We are the last performance on for that night.
I think that's been the goal ever since we started as well, to have an hour set.
Yeah.
Long story short, we did a gig at Cinema Matilda, and we brung more people than headliner, and it felt really good.
Right.
Because we were the first band on, and unfortunately, by the time the headliner was on, everyone left. Apart from obviously their little crowd.
Yeah.
Which, when you deep it a little bit, it's like, that's fucking sick, that. But if that's to happen to us, it's a bit like
yeah.
Anyways, the manager for this band that are on after us came up to me and Sammy, because George and Seth were left, and me and Sammy were off like nuts. Teenage antics. And this guy, strong Welsh accent, comes up to us and he starts like, not waffling, because you can tell he knows what he's on about. But me and Sammy were just there like that. And the gist of what he was trying to say was, you need to get an hour set of pure originals because you'll need it one day. And I think that was the start of our journey. And now we've got this headliner. It's quite rewarding, actually. We put that time and effort in to get good set for 60 minutes.
Yeah, sure. And for people that are coming down, what can they expect from a Shabbah live set?
You'd be surprised. Like we said, like last question, a bit of everything. We've got like a bluesy song. We've got like a punky song. We've got a heavy song. Got stuff like Pumpkin and 56. You'll go in expecting, it's an indie band, and then you listen and you think it's a bit more than that, actually. We've got quite a bit of everything.
There's a lot of personality as well. I've noticed that with a lot of bands I've watched. There's not a lot of personality, and whether or not I'm being cocky or not, I feel like we've got a lot of personality on stage. Like,
we don't take it too seriously.
No,
we play the songs and we play them to our level, but we have fun whilst doing it, and we play about with it, and
that's the gist of the band. Like, it's not serious at all. We are 4 teenagers having a laugh. That's all it matters, and it bounces off. It radiates off the audience as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no. Well, I can obviously I haven't experienced you live yet, but I can definitely get the. You're bouncing off of each other doing this, so I can definitely understand why you're saying that. On the playing live as well. But just sort of coming away from that a little bit and sort of looking at maybe other bands, kind of like obviously here at This Is the Music, we like to try and sort of shine a light on new up and coming artists, you know, on the unsigned new music scene, whatever words you want to use for it. Obviously like Shabbah that are trying to get themselves noticed and established. So kind of like for the three of you, what bands or artists have really caught your eye over the last sort of 12 months or so?
Well, we've got a nice relationship with Lunaka.
Yeah, they're class. I like them. Yeah,
they are good friends with Sammy, most of them.
Yeah,
obviously we don't really have aught to do with him, but Sammy does because Sammy and their bassist are best mates.
Right. Okay.
That breeds friendship and all whatnot. But we went to our college, and it's for me and Seth anyway, because we were the first ones in their year and whatnot. We saw them, and it's not. It's nice to see the start of a band, and where they are now. So I think that was for me and Sammy especially. It's very inspiring to see that. So I think there's always a soft spot for Lunaka.
Yeah, sure. How about you, George?
Well, it completely depends, because like if you talk about big bands like inspirations, I mean in the past year I've seen Blur, Metallica, and like Ice Nine Kills. I've seen big bands like that, and every crowd I've seen whilst I've been sat in that audience, I've thought we want to be the ones on that stage. This crowd is what we want, like end game kind of thing. But also, like, I went and saw Graham Coxon in his other band. The guitarist from Blur is in another band, and me and Sammy went and saw him. And it was only like it's only a little venue. It's probably a few hundred people at most. And there was this guy supporting him called Moxon, and he's like, I started listening to him, and he's not very big. He's like quite underground. But I started listening to his stuff, and it kind of instantly clicked. It was like if Mac DeMarco was kind of even chiller. So I was like, oh yeah, this is a bit of me, that. And I was like, well, he's not too big. That's our next step. And then if he's playing with someone as well known as Graham Coxon, then he's got links in the industry to kind of get that big. So I kind of, it's just from seeing what just other humans can do is where my inspiration kind of comes from.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And how about you, Seth?
I don't really listen to many other bands, but mentioning one of our supporting acts, Sunburst, they really, for such a young band, they actually click together like really well. Like me and Lol, I was going to say used to, but we still do. They click together, and they've got good things going for them, really.
The lead singer's literally just messaged me as you bring them up, so that's strange.
Yeah,
Big Brother is watching you, which is quite on theme for the minute as well.
Like, long story short, Sunburst are a band what got put together by a music school charity, what I volunteered at.
Right, okay.
So I was mentoring for a bit. So now they've grown older a couple of years, but they're still babbies. So obviously I watched them grow and watched them improve, and like Seth said, they just work so well together, even for kids. Well, no, the kids are growing up now. It's kind of ruining me to say that, but I thought, why not put them on as main support for us, just to kind of like, there you go,
give them that little boost.
Yeah,
sure. Well, I think
we're supporting for them on Saturday.
I think, as you were saying there before, it is about connections and sort of getting to know people and trying to help each other out a little bit. I think
exactly,
that's really important, and sort of hanging around as well and listening to band sets as well. Unfortunately, I've witnessed a few times where bands are supporting or headlining or whatever, and they don't. Do you know what I mean? They don't hang around and watch either the support band or whatever, which is disappointing. But I think that's really, really, really important to do that. Well, I'm going to throw some quick fire questions at you now. So the first question is, what's the one item you wouldn't be able to live without?
My headphones.
Great.
What's that, George? Is that your keyboard?
Yeah, mate.
My fan. I've always got to have a fan. I love a fan.
Okie dokie, cool.
Even if there's no
You do
power,
sweat an ungodly amount, don't you, mate?
even if there's no power, I'll always have a fan.
Honestly, at every single gig, I get hit with a bead of your sweat that you're just
'Cause
flinging
it's-
about.
I
Honestly,
need an echo.
mad.
Look at the state of that. Anyways, next question.
Anyway, these are quick fire. Come on.
Would you rather have bird beaks
Yeah.
for eyes or tongues for fingers?
Can you taste through the tongues?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Tongues for fingers.
Yeah, go on then. Tongues for fingers.
Yeah, I'll go with that and all. Because like you can just like dip your hand in a bowl of cereal. Bang.
That is very, very true.
Jack, get out. Jack, get out.
Oh, we've got a little visitor. Bring him in. If we could have any band or artist watch you from the crowd at the debut headline show, who would it be?
Paul McCartney.
Oh, good answer. Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I think Paul McCartney would be up for being like, that's a good band. That. Let's have him. Do you know what I mean?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Jarvis Cocker from Pulp because I went to watch Pulp and he waved at me and I've got a video of it. Andy's from Sheffield, innit? So I reckon he'd have a proper good laugh with you.
Yeah, liking that. Good choice.
So I'll have Jarvis.
Just everyone from Everly Pregnant Brothers.
Cool.
Very
Excellent.
safe
To,
answer.
like, support for them.
Cool. There we go. Okay, right. This next question could end up being the end of the band. So we'll see how
We'll
it
do pretty
comes
much
out.
Where we end up, I love you.
So which member of Shabbah are most likely to get married to each other?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
You
Me
see,
and
I don't know
see
why,
that-
but I'm going to say me and George.
Really? I'd say me and you.
yeah,
Wow.
I mean, me and Seth are staying with each other at Download next year, aren't we, for 4 days? So you never know what might
Oh.
happen. He might get down on one knee.
Actually, okay, change my answer. Seth and George.
It may be cold, I may have to spoon.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever, you know.
I
Yeah,
saw
I'll
the
say
kitchen
me.
and all.
I'll go with me and Seth. I'll have
Somebody
to.
can put
I'll
back
have
on
to.
me. Just give me
Yeah.
attention, George. I want to give me attention.
Well, listen, I would say you, but you get all my attention anyway. Me and Lol do share a love for food, so
It's right good.
Okay.
Anyways.
Which member of Shabbah is most likely to run off and join a religious cult?
I reckon Sammy, but he wouldn't realise it until it's like a month in.
Yeah.
I've found a new group of friends, lads. No,
Yeah, just they're nice, but they'll eat goats and stuff. Well,
Eat baby goats, you see, but they're still alive. I don't know what's up with them. But they're good
the
crack.
sound chaps though. But yeah,
It's just the baby
Sammy.
goats. I can't get over.
So, which band member is always late, be it for sound checks, rehearsals, band socials,
George.
podcasts?
George.
Today was an exception.
The thing is, if it's very important,
No. Steady on, polish. You end of.
if it's like a gig or something, we're all on time. If it's something important, we're all on
You
time.
sure about that, pal?
But if it's a rehearsal or something, I am late because I live ages away.
Rehearsals are important.
Not a crowd of people there, lol.
Shut up. You muppet.
So, what is your most controversial music opinion?
Go on, George.
I've got one, but I feel like Seth will have to say it, and I feel like Seth will have it lined up about a certain drummer of a certain heavy metal band. So I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save it. Well, I reckon Lars Ulrich.
You say that, and then I'll say something different.
I think the entire drama between Lars Ulrich being renowned as being a shit drummer is completely false, and I reckon that he is one of the best drummers of our generation.
There you go.
And Noel's better than Liam from Oasis, but we'll keep that one low.
Noel's first album is the best album. No, wait, let me word it. Hold on, let me get my words. Noel's first album, what he released, outdoes anything Liam Gallagher released.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That, just saying.
Yeah.
Ringo Starr's the shit drummer. That's my question.
Shut up. You've already answered it. Shut up.
I am.
You've listened to the Beatles once.
No, I haven't actually. I listen to Beatles quite a lot, I'll have you know.
Why?
Well,
let's
just say that. Let's just say. Listen, let's just say, Seth, we'll leave that as an opinion. It's not fact.
So, obviously, over the course of the podcast, we've spoken about Pub Kid, we've spoken about 56, and obviously a couple of the gigs, the headline, debut headliner that you've got coming up next weekend. So, kind of like, what other plans are in store for Shabbah in 2023?
Well, we've got Behave, haven't we? We're planning on
a bit of Shabbah behind the
single
scenes
behind it.
Yeah, we're trying to squeeze milk another one out, trying to squeeze it out.
We've got a live EP, which is going to be sick because we've got an artist on our side now, and this artist is more than happy to do anything for us. So she's the person who did its cover. So I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but you know, it's pretty sick. So I think it's just a lot of more songs coming out because we've got so many songs.
Yeah,
and we've got a lot of contacts now to get it out, recording and whatnot.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well, it certainly sounds like that's going to be pretty exciting, and I look forward to hearing the live EP and try and getting a bit of an understanding in that of what the Shabbah live sound and sets are like. But unfortunately, Lowell, Seth, and George, that is the end of the This Is the Music Meets Shabbah episode. Podcast, I should say. Look, thanks very much for coming on. It's been a real blast. I've really enjoyed it. As I said before, I can hear the dynamics between you three within the band, and and obviously, clearly not taking things too seriously, but you like having a bit of banter with each other, which is absolutely fantastic. But before I do let you go, can you just let the listeners know the social media platforms and channels that they can find you on?
Shabbah Band on all socials apart from Tinder. That's it.
And no, it's not on Twitter either. It's just Shabbah Band on Twitter.
Oh,
yeah, it's Shabbah Band on Twitter, yeah.
We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Fucking, what else are we on? Twitter, but we don't use Twitter that much. TikTok, we like TikTok, don't we?
Yeah, TikTok's a good one. Follow us on TikTok if you're going to follow us on out.
Yeah, we love TikTok.
If you have to choose one,
we love TikTok. We're trying to get a TikTok account. Oh, I've just messed up. Sorry, I was just supposed to say something funny, but it didn't work. Carry on. Sorry.
Well, great stuff, and we will put those links in the episode bio, along with the ticket link as well for the big headline show at Network next Friday. Shabbah, as I say, thanks very much for coming on. I wish you good luck next week, and continued success as well with the two singles, obviously, that you've put out so far. And I look forward to hearing more from you in the very near future.
Cheers, pal.
Thank you.
Cheers, lad.
And all that leaves me to say is to thank everyone for listening to the latest This Is the Music Meets podcast. Please subscribe so you never miss out on any future episodes. And if you're loving the podcast, then please leave us a 5-star rating and written review, as it does really help the bands and artists we interview to be discovered. Thanks for listening, and I will see you again somewhere down the road.